everyone. Hi. All right, cool. So we're gonna see that everybody is joining. Thank you for joining us. We haven't done a live in quite a bit. I'm really excited about the live today. All right, I see a whole bunch of people joining. Hi. Hi, Angel. Hi, Raj. Hi. Hi. All right, so we got our guest in. Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to be adding in Duane from Child Art. I'm so excited for the live today and find out a lot about. All right, let's see him. Let's see if I got him in. Um, hi, Duane. How are you? I cannot hear you. Can you guys hear me? I cannot hear you, Duane. No, still can't hear you. You guys, if you can confirm for me if you guys hear either of us, um, because I cannot hear you guys. Both? Can you guys hear both of us? Uh, Nothing? Okay. Who are you? Can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, so the headphones are not working.
Yeah, maybe the setting on the headphones anyway.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I'm really excited about the live today because we have Duane here from Child Art .net, and it is such a cool product that came to us, and we have some access for you guys to get involved in. So basically, I'm going to give Duane a chance to introduce himself. We're going to talk a little bit about how parents can use art to learn more about their child's development, mental health, and some other things. And then we're going to let Duane explain how to use the platform, and you're going to be able to find access through our story pages directly over to his page. You're going to be able to get one free profile for a child where you will be able to upload your child's photos and actually get live information about your child's specific profile. And so, you know what? Let's just get Duane started and then we'll dive in. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. So thank you for having me today on this live. So my name's Duane. I'm from London, England. And so a bit about the platform. The platform's called childart.net. And basically what it does is it can take your children's drawings, it analyzes it using AI, and then it takes certain key points, certain key metrics within the drawings, such as the color, use of space, emotions, depth, all that sort of stuff. And then it provides you with a report. And in that report, it gives you certain information, technical information, and also non-technical information. So some of the information it gives you in terms of, like, for example, how well your children use color. Different colors represent different emotions. And the more certain colors that kids use can represent certain ways how they're feeling, and also, certain things that they're expressing. It also gives you a report, and also, like, for example, things as how creative they are. So, as kids get older, they start to get more developed with their hands and their dexterity. So naturally, they get better as they get older when they're drawing. But sometimes we don't actually know how good our kids are at drawing. We can sort of see how good they are at speaking and writing and stuff, but we don't really know how good they are at drawing compared to the actual milestones of their age. So what the tool does, it gives you various different metrics on how well they're hitting in terms of their metric, as in, for example, strength of line, strength of movement along the line, the emotion of the drawing, the emotional content, and also certain technical aspects in terms of, how they're moving the pen along the page, because that actually translates actually onto the actual drawing. So, so it's a really interesting platform for all of the parents out there who have kids naturally who love to draw. I mean, I've got two kids, young age. One is 8, sorry, one's 7 actually, and one is 3, and they love to draw. Especially my 7-year-old, he loves to draw. He loves to draw football pictures, soccer, and he loves to draw. He's into like martial arts and that sort of stuff. So they both express a lot of their feelings through their drawings. And the platform came about because we wanted to just to get closer and to communicate and understand a little bit more about what was going on in the children's head through their drawings.
Yeah. I love that. And what I really like about the idea, first of all, just for all parents listening, the reason why kids draw and psychologists and pediatricians, et cetera, will look at drawings is because obviously a child is less developed in their communication, et cetera. And so drawing is the mode that a child can express their emotions, their thoughts, their perception of where they are in the world, etc. And so this way of communicating is sometimes the only way that you can get a child to kind of explain some of the underlying things. And what I really love about the platform is this is obviously a mystery for parents. Kids especially are, a parent will see a drawing and kind of be concerned about certain things, and sometimes it is something to be concerned about, but very often it is nothing to be worried about, right? So the actual platform gives you a tool where you can look at certain things. So I did want to go over some of the things that I found. So, for example, the colors. You have mentioned that certain colors mean certain things, and so I wanted to kind of give parents two main colors to look for, and obviously that would be red. A lot of children that use a lot of red have a lot of pent up aggression sometimes, or strong feelings, and then also black. So psychologists will look for the color black to signify a lot of childhood depression and things like that, and red for anger. And then they will also look at jagged lines, very strong, heavy lines, and stuff like that. You did mention line usage, and of course, parents can use this to see if a child is following their developmental line. And I loved that your platform, while playing with it, I saw that there was some hints towards a child following regularly their developmental progress, but also, for example, if a child is under 3, there's going to be no form. It's just going to be scribbles, and your platform kind of explains that they're doing great. It also, I loved how they explained certain bright colors and how the child's temperament and emotions were related to those bright colors. I love that. And so there is a lot of stuff that a parent can get that's informational and kind of highlights certain things that they need to worry about and maybe not worry about at all through the platform. I really love that. But how would you recommend? So one of the things that I saw often while doing research for today is that you want to let the child explain to you what the art means to them, right? And how do you recommend parents kind of marry the two? So use your platform and all of the AI tools that come with that, all of the explanation. You can go into the AI information now if you want. But how do you balance out, the child explains from their own perspective and then the tools that you use? What do you explain for parents to do there?
Yeah, sure. So, if we're not familiar with AI, of course, it's come to blow up over the last few years and stuff. So, a quick introduction to AI. So, how to get the best out of AI is the more you put into it, is the better response you get out. And with our platform, childart.net, for the people out there who's asking, what we've incorporated a two-phase sort of mechanism to basically be able to get the most out of the drawing. So what I mean by that is, first of all, you scan your children's drawings, and then what the platform does, it looks through the drawings and then it comes back to the parent with a list of questions with relation to what it's actually picked up in the initial scan. So for example, your child might, I don't know, draw like, I don't know, they're in the park and they've got a rainbow or some sky or something like that. So the platform will actually scan that and it will come back and say, okay, does the child like rainbow? Or was the child playing before? Or why is, for example, do you think the child is using so much red? Is it because they only have red available, or is there a full suite of colors? And also, does the child like like, for example, houses, because they've drawn a house bigger than they've drawn something else. So, you know, does he like to build? So it asks you a series of questions with relation to the picture that he uploaded. And this in turn, on the next analysis, when it actually analyzes all of the information that it's come up with, plus the input you've put in, it then formulates its report. If it didn't do this, the report that it gives you would be sort of generic and not in context. So, you know, for example, you can scan your children's drawing and the app will actually come with its own interpretation, because as we know, when kids draw and when they speak, it's all in context of certain different things and how they're feeling. So to actually give a more accurate depiction of the drawing and a more accurate analysis, the app actually asks the parent about questions to do with the child in terms of, you know, the context in whether it's drawing it, what apparatus do they have, do they like drawing, are they interested in this, that, and the other. And then afterwards, it will produce the report with all of that information to give you a really tailored, personalized, in-depth report about the drawing.
Yeah. I love that you actually picked up on exactly what I wanted you to elaborate on. So I really love that the platform had this AI companion tool, especially because, you know, from the research that I saw, you really want the child to give you their perspective, because they give you more of what their world is, what their inside world is. But I absolutely love that you had the ability to have this conversation with the tool that lets me add additional questions. You know, maybe the child tells me, well, I was interested in this, and then I was able to put in that question, get some more information with the rest of the context that was already pulled from the picture. I really love that. And so the other things that I noticed, and I think you did kind of notice or start talking about that, but essentially the size of certain things drawn by the child. So you did mention, like, you know, if the house is drawn larger, you know, does the child have interest in houses? And that's one of the things that I noticed, and I love that your platform picks up on. So essentially, when a child is smaller, the way that they draw, so the schema. So if they draw one thing smaller than the other, it gives you a big kind of hint towards certain things. So one of the things that I really thought parents should know is when a child draws himself very separate from the rest of the family, or family portraits in general are one of the tools that psychologists use to give very accurate representations of what a child feels for their family. And so very often, if a child is separate from the family in the family portrait, you'll see the child feels lonely, or like they're missing quality time with a parent, or there's some chaos in the home, or things like that need to be worried about. Also, if there's one parent that's drawn way larger than the other, sometimes it can mean that that parent is very aggressive, or the dominant force in the home, or the child feels like that parent is the team leader of the family, right? So there was some cool context that I saw that you covered, and that was really cool. So also, I mean, there's just so many cool tools in the platform that parents can use for developmental stuff, emotional regulation type stuff, but also I like that the platform gives the ability to put input in. So yeah, so why don't you explain a little bit more about how to use the platform, so what parents do right when they get there, and how to get their first picture in. And then for everybody asking, we're going to be putting links directly in the story posts today, and we'll probably give you a few images of examples of how to get your stuff on. So go ahead, explain how to use the platform.
Yeah, sure. So it's actually quite a simple actually design, how we've designed it. So you go to the platform childart.net, and in the top right of the screen, or in the middle of the screen, you see a sign up button. Sign up's quite an easy sign up, email address, password, and then you can go in and then you can get to pick various different plans. But we have a free plan at the moment, a free trial plan, whereby you can upload pictures and have full access to all of the AI special features that you've mentioned. Yeah, so once you sign up, then you're navigated to a page where you can then create a child profile. Your child profile is just their name, their age, a picture, and also what sort of level they are at educational wise. Again, this is just to give the AI app some training and some context as to where your child is educationally. Yeah, so you create your child profile. Once you create your child profile, then you can begin to upload pictures. Once you upload a picture, the AI, again, as I said, will scan it, and then the AI will come back to you with various relevant questions to add more context. Once that's done, you proceed through the flow, and then that's when it proceeds to give you your in-depth analysis report. Now, when you have that analysis report, yeah, you can read through it. It's got some really, really fascinating, interesting insight that as a parent you wouldn't really know just looking at the drawing. You know, you think, oh, that's good, oh, that's nice, that's nice. But you know, if you want to take it to a bit more for technical level and a bit more for a level where you can really in depth understand your children's emotions through the drawing, then this report does that for you. So you get access to a report, and then what also the app does, it actually gives you a recommendation plan. So what that is, so for example, in a report, let's just say it says that you know your child is good at this, but it's not so good at this. For example, is I don't know, for example, creativity, for example, could be more creative or whatever. It actually gives you a recommendation plan, not only to help improve your child in their weak areas, but also to help you as a parent get closer to your child through their drawings. And it recommends certain things such as activities. It recommends to you other apps to use. It recommends to you books, TV programs, YouTube channel, that sort of stuff. So, for example, I did it with my kids all the time. And as I mentioned before, my son really loves football, soccer. And so he drew, you know, soccer pictures of him scoring some goals, you know, celebrating, etc., etc. And so the app actually recommended some really well, I wouldn't say vital, but really pertinent books to do around soccer to do with some of his weak points. So, for example, there's a couple of books out there to do with football, which actually helps him develop his English and his writing. So you can do like various activities through football because he likes football and he draws a lot of football pictures. So the app recommended that. It also recommends some activities. For example, I did it with my daughter and she drew an outside scene. I think she was just with some trees and stuff. And then it recommends you, for example, things to do like local parks, actual things to do outside, you know, which is sort of aligned with what the drawing, what the child draws. So it gives you all these different recommendations of activities to do, plus ways how to improve, you know, their weak parts. Well, not necessarily weak parts, but just how to improve. For example, I mentioned creativity. It gives you advice on how to increase your child's creativity, you know, gives you various tasks, puzzles, that sort of stuff. So it's not just a report that just gives you a list of, you know, really helpful information. It actually takes it a step further and gives you recommendations how to build on top of that, which as a parent myself, it was an eye opener because any extra information that I can get about my child to you know help them progress further and whatever it's a bonus. Yeah, so that's that. And also another thing what it does, we I think you alluded to it, is you have your own personal developmental coach. So what that means is you have access to a coach, a chatbot on the website, which basically is an expert in child development and also child pictures and actually analyzing and interpreting child drawings and pictures. So you can at any time question and critique with this chatbot over various different items. So for example, in the report, let's just say you're not sure, I don't know, like for example, I don't know, they've drawn something in a certain color or a certain way. You can actually ask this AI developmental coach saying, you know, I'm a bit concerned about this in the drawing. Does it mean anything, etc., etc.? And then it will come back with an expert's opinion of the question that you asked with reference to the drawing. And in turn, you can actually put in place a plan. So it's almost like having your own personal child development coach with you that you can question at any time with regards to your children's specific drawings. So again, that's really helpful for me in terms of, as I said, um, for example, I see things in my kids' drawing and I ask all the time, how can I improve on this? He's drawn this. Are there any tasks that I can do to, improve him in this area, etc., etc. So yeah, really super helpful. And because it's using AI, which is the latest technology, it's always being updated and it's always only ever getting cleverer. So from now going on to the future, we're putting in a lot of work for a lot of extra superb features and functionality that is really going to get deep into your children's drawings and really help you as an extra side tool as a parent, just to have another avenue into actually getting closer with your child. It gives you like another communication method whereby rather than just saying, oh, that's good, that drawing's good, what did you mean by that? It actually gives you a deeper insight to give you a closer bond through their drawings.
Yeah, I love that you ended with that because that's really what I thought the tool was outstanding for. So for a child, especially under 7, when art and drawing is, the most that when they're going to draw the most, that's when communication is the least developed, and parents have issues, just getting what the child is, really thinking and feeling out. That's why drawings are always used, for psychologists, etc. But parents are the ones that need the tools with the information because they don't have it. It's such a great tool for that. I love the recommendations. I completely forgot about that. All of the recommendations that it gives based off of your child's interest to continue the conversation, but also create those bonding and connection moments for parents. I mean, I think that's probably where the platform will shine with time, right? There's just, it's only going to get better with the things that it applies towards developmental progress, emotional development, and just communication and stuff like that. So I really love the tool. We're gearing up to do some more stuff with it that Duane and I are going to continue talking about. But I really hope you guys, especially if you have kids under 5, grab access to that free account and get started. If you have more kids, I mean, it's very easy and simple and affordable to get all of your kids signed up. But it's such a wonderful tool. I think it's one of the ways that modern technology is helping parents. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. Head over to the stories for a link to get access to your account. And Duane, congratulations. It's such a great platform. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for your support on it. I've been following you for a while, and I really for these kind of products are really helpful for your audience. Just as a parent, as I mentioned, it's always good to understand your children more, and just to get any sort of information that can just help them progress a bit further. So yeah, no, thank you for your time on this one.
There was somebody in the comments that's asking if they can ask questions. Go ahead and just put the question in the comments because I can't add you on. We already have a guest on, but just if you have that question, hurry up and give it to us so that I can get Duane to answer it very quickly. But I cannot ask you to join. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so again, especially we have some more tools exactly like this, like Duane's child art therapy tool, and we'll continue to kind of bring them on in the next couple of months. But yeah, it's okay. Okay, so I don't know if it's a question that is one we can answer here. So go ahead and DM us that question or one that you want answered, and I will make sure to facilitate that. Make sure Duane answers it. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. Head over to Stories and grab access to your account. Thank you again, and such a wonderful tool. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye.